Cleveland 1013. The Drive is coming up. The ESPN Cleveland 1013 lineup is supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. WholesaleSupply.us.
Mix 1041 and Honda of Cleveland are teaming up to give one deserving teacher in our local area the chance to win a 2025 Honda Civic LX. Nominate your favorite teacher at mymix1041.com or on the Mix 1041 app.
Hey, this is Eric Gardner with Volunteer Ridipest. Here's why we are better than our competition. We're local. When you call, we will speak with a live local person. Your technician will respond fast whenever you have a problem, and the money you spend with us will stay in our local community. Give us a call right now at 698-7205 and see the difference, or visit us at volpest.com.
Google Volunteer Ridipest. No bug will survive. Call 698-7205.
Hey, Andy Morris here. Join me along with my co-host on The Drive, presented by Hardees, weekdays at 5 p.m. on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Cleveland and Bradley County's local sports show, weekdays at 5 on ESPN Cleveland 1013.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 1013, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 1013.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing. Live your mind.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. Always like getting that woo in there. It's my favorite part.
Are you one of those woos when Rocky Top's being played? Some people are anti-woo, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The fact that I don't really sing Rocky Top.
Okay, I guess you're right. I didn't think about that.
I think on that, I think I would probably be a woo person.
Good old Rocky Top. Woo!
Yeah,
some people are anti-woo, and some people
that's
are like,
fun.
That's fun.
Celebrate it. Have fun with it.
I would be a woo person.
I would too.
Listen, I had both these guys over here. Jacob's over here stressing. Jim's over here laughing at me because I'm trying to bring the energy. I just made myself a cup of coffee. Just wore down from the week already. And I look over here at Jacob, and I feel it when I walked in here. I'm like, something bad happened. Like, what's going on? Poor guy's just like depressed over here, like his Bulldogs aren't just steamrolling people. Come on, man, be happy.
He's just
Kirby's
upset.
got it going on.
He's upset because Georgia's not on Tennessee's schedule in 2026.
It does make me like legitimately sad.
I feel the same way, and I think Tennessee fans, granted, you got a couple almost for sure wins on there in place of having to play Georgia, but and I want you to answer this, Jim, before we go into our Cleveland insurance giveaway.
Okay.
But, and I heard you this morning on Mixed Mornings with Steve talking about it. Although Georgia is not one of the three locked-in teams, how many times could they play within that 4-year span?
2. They will play 2.
So they're for sure going to play 2.
They're playing in 2027 and then 2029. Like I said, they'll play in Athens in 2027. Georgia will not play in Knoxville again like they did this year until 2029. So it's a twice every 4 years instead of 4 times every 4 years.
And see, I'm a little bit more okay hearing that. Hearing you say it makes me a little bit more accepting of it, because in place of that Tennessee-Georgia game, you're going to get Tennessee-Texas.
Yep.
That's going to be pretty cool.
You're getting Tennessee-Texas, Tennessee-LSU. Like you're Tennessee.
The home schedule is incredible.
Tennessee fans who are season ticket holders have the chance to make a lot of money next season.
Yep.
Selling their tickets. Honestly.
Listen, Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, Texas. 4 of those 5 are marquee games.
Yeah.
Marquee games.
Do you think we've been overcritical over this then? Just kind of hearing Jim say it this morning, I was like, wait a minute. Maybe this isn't as doom and gloom and as bad as I thought it was.
No, I think you're allowed to mourn the fact that game is not going to happen every year. I am glad that they spaced it out the way that they did, and they didn't do 2 years in a row and then 2 years off. Like having to wait 3 years to play Tennessee would be tough.
That
would be hard. But you're telling me I just have to have a year break, then we play them, a year break, and then we play them, and then you get games like Tennessee, Texas, Tennessee, Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, Alabama. I know that's one of their every year, but like that schedule right there.
Their home schedule is incredible next
And
year.
what's crazy though is every fan that I talked to that said, "Hey, did you check your school's schedule for the next 4 years?" They were like, "Holy cow!" And they said like, "Look at all these like behemoths on here." I'm like, "That's the new world we live in." Like
So-
everybody's schedule is hard.
Looking at Tennessee's schedule in 2026, it got a whole lot of football left in 2025. I get it. But with the recent news of the 3 locked-in SEC games over that 4-year period, it's got everybody, like us today, diving a little bit deeper into these schedules. In 2026, the Volunteers, their home games are Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, and Texas. Their road games are Arkansas, South Carolina, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. Talk about some rowdy environments on the road between Texas A&M, South Carolina. We'll see who Arkansas is going to be next year.
Bobby Petrino
Bobby
led.
Petrino's crew over there. Who knows? But then in 2027, these are Tennessee's home games: Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt.
4 home games in 2027.
Yeah, Florida. That's a cool home game.
And then the 5 away. I'm talking all league games. We're talking about league games only, not non-conference, just league games.
So they'll still probably have their 6 or 7 home games.
Oh, they will. They'll
Yeah.
probably have the years that they play 4 SEC teams at home. They'll probably have 3 home non-conference games. The years they play 5 SEC teams at home, they may play 1 away non-conference game.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I mean, this is really cool, and I'm even looking forward to down the road a little bit further. In 2029, the Volunteers will play Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. This isn't as bad as I thought. It's
Yeah.
really not.
Yeah.
No, there's going to be a lot of really good games. Like that's the thing with this whole model, and I hinted at that yesterday. I said I feel like you're going to get enough good football that you're not going to really think about not getting to play Georgia and not getting to play Florida every year.
You'll get caught up in the week to week.
Because you're going to be hosting an Oklahoma, you're going to be hosting an LSU, you're going to be hosting like some of these big key mark games that really you're not accustomed to seeing because we played in divisions for so long.
Here's my thing. We already know that Georgia's got some behemoth non-conference opponents lined up. If you're someone like Ole Miss, why in the world would you schedule anyone besides like a Wake Forest, a Cincinnati as your Power 4 opponent? You'd be nuts to go out and play Notre Dame or Penn State or Oregon. You'd be crazy.
Well,
so I think we're going to see some Power 4 opponents that aren't exactly top 25 teams.
Yeah, because I'm a little worried about this with how this is playing out because you go to 9 games with the required one team. Well, as a Georgia fan, but you got Georgia, you got Kentucky, you've got Florida, and you've got South Carolina that all play in-state rivalries.
All from the ACC.
All from the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your 10th game.
Yeah, Florida State, Georgia Tech.
Yes.
South Carolina, Clemson.
And Kentucky and Louisville.
Right.
And so now there's your 10. In the next coming years, we have Florida State scheduled. We have Ohio State scheduled. We've got Clemson every other year for the next 12 years.
You might be looking at a schedule like Florida or
So,
even Wisconsin's
That's
this year.
one of those where Georgia could legitimately go 9-3 and be the 5th best team in the country.
Right.
Honestly, they could.
You're looking at 11 out of your 12 games being P4 type games. And so then that makes me think, I'm going to take my Georgia hat off for a minute. Let's just say like South Carolina goes out there and just absolutely dominates, but they drop a couple games. Does a 9-3 South Carolina get in over an 11-1 Illinois or Indiana like last year when they lost to the only team that they kind of needed to beat? But then you've got a team that's going out there and playing 11 out of their 12 against high-quality opponents. To me, that's a question for the future. But like if you get penalized for it, those games are going to drop like flies.
Yeah.
Georgia won't go to Florida State.
And the Big Ten has not required a game against a Power 4 non-conference opponent.
And from what I'm reading, like unless we all pressured them into it, they're not going to.
And I think there's going to be pressure put on them. I do.
Everybody else is doing it. The ACC's doing it. The Big 12's doing it. The SEC's doing it.
The ACC just the other day announced that they're doing it.
And here's my thing: you want to bark at everybody all summer long to join the nine conference game,
then you need to be barked at.
It's time for you to pony up and say, okay, you guys want to take it a step further. We're going to too.
Every schedule should be semi-balanced.
Well, this is what you're going to run into, what you're going to see. You're going to see and calling a spade right now, excuse me, the ACC, right now the ACC is a little bit weaker than it normally is, I feel like, from top to bottom. Right now, the Big 12, significantly weaker after the departures of Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC. So what you're going to see are teams with similar records. You are absolutely going to see some conference favoritism to the Big Ten and to the SEC.
Oh, you will.
You
There's
will
no
see
doubt.
a lot of that, and that upsets some people. Across the board, people get fired up over that, and that's kind of been part of the argument with the whole Notre Dame being independent thing. One thing about Notre Dame's schedule, been a fan for a long time, followed them for a long time. They're not playing UT Martin. I'm sorry, they're not playing. They're not playing Chattanooga.
They play a national schedule that, for the most part, are Power 4 opponents. For the most part,
Every once in a while, you'll get some action in there.
They play Navy every year, but I mean, other than that, Notre Dame historically, they don't have to apologize for their schedule.
Yeah,
For the most
occasionally, Charlie Weiss there got a little iffy there. We're playing all three military schools.
Yeah.
It got a little iffy there, but there's no, Florida A&M's on there. That they don't do that. So when you look across the meat of the schedule, teams, as you mentioned, Power 4 teams, even if you're playing some MAC teams occasionally, you can't have two of them on your schedule in a season. That doesn't that's Jacob made the point to me a while back. Like if you do that, if you venture into that territory, that's the same thing as playing Austin P and
UTC
in Tennessee Tech. Yeah. So there's so many angles and so many ways to look at this. But today there was a meeting. Did you hear about this? And it was regarding the future of the college football playoff format, and it remains undecided after this meeting today.
Of course it does.
So they just met and kind of kicked some thoughts around today is all it was. But it was about expansion.
It will go to 16 in time. It may not happen tomorrow. It's going to happen eventually. We all know that.
the push from the Big Ten is 28. They want a 28 team field.
That's too many.
And I agree. I do ultimately think, because we've seen it for years at what we used to refer to as 1AA, we've seen the 16-team playoff for years, and it's been flawless. It's been fun. It's been exciting. You know how many people don't follow 1AA or FCS as we call it now? But when it comes playoff time, people lock in. They tune in. They watch those games on TV because you've got teams representing areas from all over the country, which expanding to 16 is going to be good for the big teams.
Here's my thing. If you expand to 16, I think you need to bump the season up more so into August and finish in January.
Don't tease me with a good time, Jacob.
You need to bump it up so that you can finish at the beginning of January, and then the whole portal window stuff is not an issue.
Or they either do that, or the first round of the playoffs is a week after the regular season, or the conference championship games are in.
We need to get back to the world where these New Year's 6 games were played on the first, and then the national championship is wrapped up by the 7th.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, got to get this out there. Cleveland Insurance. Huge giveaway this week. Every single day right here on the drive, Cleveland Insurance, who offers Erie Insurance, and Erie Insurance is being celebrated because they've been voted #1 in the United States in auto insurance, according to Consumer Reports. So to celebrate that, Cleveland Insurance has decided that they're going to give away a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card every single day this week, a $50 Buffalo Wild Wing gift card, and we're going to announce that every single day at the end of this show right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. All you have to do to enter is text your name and Cleveland Insurance. So your name and Cleveland Insurance to the Volunteer Ritapest text line at 423-749-1013. Again, that number is 423-749-1013. Text your name and Cleveland Insurance for your chance to win that $50 Buffalo Wild Wing gift card. What an awesome giveaway from Cleveland Insurance.
And for those who may not have heard, on Monday, Katie Paget won, and then yesterday, Barrett Sinclair won. So we've got two people that have won, and they're going to take you up, Jacob, on your wing eating contest.
I hope so. I'm trying to schedule, like, visits to people's houses strategically.
Hey, so listen, I've got an idea. We're going to save you some mileage, Jacob. Maybe we can talk to our buddy Steven Shelton and our friends over there at Cleveland Insurance, and each winner from this week, we can get them lined up. We can go to B-Dubs in person.
Oh, yeah.
And we can get them lined up with Jacob, and Cleveland Insurance could possibly host a wing eating contest with all of our winners from this week and Jacob. Maybe we can talk Steven into doing that.
Well, they're getting waxed. I don't care who.
Jacob's just ready to eat some wings.
Funny enough, I wanted to bring this ACC thing back up. The two people who won, fans of ACC teams, Florida State and Clemson. The ACC kind of has some pushback against this whole 9-game schedule, at least fans that care about making it to the playoffs, because if in the same way we were just talking, you make them play 9, and then you make them play 1 out of conference. You're making them play an additional ACC opponent, which means they're going to play a Boston College, or they're going to play a Wake Forest, or they're going to play a Virginia Tech. They're playing the lesser of these. If you asked a lot of ACC fans, they probably want an 8-game conference and then make them go play 2 out of conference because they want their strength of schedule
to go up a little bit.
Yeah. You force them to play 9, you're backing them into a corner every year and saying, and in my mind as an SEC fan, I'm like, well, like, put more money into your programs and this won't be an issue. Like, make it. NIL is a place where you can go out and get talent. You can go do those things. Like, it took Vandy finally committing to going out and do it. And look what they're
Indiana and Vanderbilt are perfect examples of this.
And look what they're doing. Like, they're taking advantage of the NIL world. They're taking advantage of the money that these TV broadcasts are giving them to update their stadiums and do the right things. If you don't want to do that, like, college football, like Texas Tech is now a player.
You'll get left behind if you
Texas Tech is really a player.
Texas Tech, like, we could be talking about Texas Tech as a playoff team at the end of this year.
I think there's a real good chance of that. I'm telling you, the way the world of college football has looked for the last 50 years, I think it's going to look a lot different over the next 10 years. You're going to see teams that were nothing all of a sudden rise up if they've got the money in the backing of some big donors.
Well, that's where I thought we're kind of on the trend of talking ACC a little bit today. We're seeing it from Florida State right now. They're having success. They've attacked the portal. They've went out and got big time players. Castellanos, a guy who talk about a guy who could be in the running for the Heisman Trophy.
I mean, he was good at Boston College. He's taken it to another level at FSU,
and he's got more weapons around him. And honestly, I think that is a very good coaching staff. Last year is what it was. And we've seen them bounce back and recover. We're not seeing that from Dabo right now. So there's something else we can talk about here in a minute. But one team that I think could be a player in the ACC, and I honestly thought would be doing a lot better than they are right now, is North Carolina. North Carolina has a lot of money.
They do.
They have a ton of money. But somebody needs to tell Bill Belichick that coaching college kids is not as easy as dating college kids.
If you're recruiting against North Carolina, what are you saying? It don't matter what Bill Belichick did in the NFL. They're going to say he's not going to be there for all 4 years, man.
This might be a one and done.
They are recruiting his age against him big time.
This might be a one and done for him.
It may. Yeah. I did not agree with the hire when they made it. I'm like, this is just not good. Bill Belichick from 15 years ago, yeah. But not a Bill Belichick that's in his mid-70s.
I think this was a home run swing, and they missed. Like, I think it was one of those, like, their program is where it is right now.
You're either striking out or it's going to the grandstands.
Yeah, like, if they hit it and all these kids transfer and they put in the money and, like, he gets their program on the right track and then he hands it off to his son, then you're looking at a North Carolina that's a top 3 in the conference every year. If you miss,
You miss big.
You miss big, and you're back to the drawing board, and that's kind of where it's looking like it's gone.
Hey, speaking of handing things off to your son, you guys heard about Bruce Pearl, right? What's going on down there at Auburn?
Pearl. Yeah, Stephen Pearl.
Yeah, Auburn basketball announced that head coach Bruce Pearl, who's 65 years old, has retired. This happened a couple days ago, of course. We mentioned it right here on the show. And his son, associate head coach Stephen Pearl, now is going to be the head coach. And they say phenomenal defensive mind when it comes to the game of basketball. That he's literally one of the best. But they did officially announce that he will be the replacement on a 5-year contract down there at Auburn.
You know, Richard Pitino. I remember Ray Meyer, Joey Meyer at DePaul. Y'all probably don't remember that. Ray Meyer DePaul was a top 10 team every year. Joey Meyer takes over. They fell off the map. Rick Pitino, great coach. Richard Pitino, his son, average coach. Just because you've got that Dooley, Derek Dooley was not his dad.
Vince.
I've seen how many, and I'm not saying 100%.
Pat Summitt and her son.
Well, that and Bowden. You had Tommy Bowden, Terry Bowden. Neither one of them were like Bobby. Sometimes having your son or the last name doesn't mean squat.
Lou Holtz, Skip Holtz.
Sometimes it works. More often than not, though, they don't live up to their daddy's legacy.
I personally don't like Auburn is a powerhouse in basketball right now.
They're a powerhouse only because of Bruce Pearl.
Right. And so you go out and you got to find somebody that can fill the shoes of that. And just because your dad
They were not a powerhouse before he got there.
No, they weren't.
No, and just
they were
because
and also ran.
Your daddy has the same last name. I'm not. To me, I feel like that's kind of just settling as Auburn. Like it's not like to me. I go out.
They say this guy's legit, though.
They always
say
say
he's
that,
legit.
They always say that.
But do they like? Think about South Carolina head football coach, Virginia Tech, Beamer, Shane Beamer.
Yep. There's another one.
So Shane Beamer has shown flashes that he can be an elite coach. I think he's.
I think he's shown flashes he can be a really good coach. I'm not going to put elite on him.
I'm that's fair. But there's certain guys like Tommy and Terry, I feel like it was a little bit more. Were they handed some jobs? Yes, but it was in the stance of let's see how this goes with these guys.
The ultimate with Derek Dooley. There's no way he gets that job without the last name of Dooley.
Yeah.
There's no way Derek Dooley gets the University of Tennessee head coaching job if his last name was Smith. Derek Smith from Louisiana Tech's not getting that Tennessee job.
Yeah.
Derek Dooley from Louisiana Tech got that job, and he was a complete flop. He couldn't recruit. He recruited choir boys. You can't win in the SEC with a bunch of choir boys.
Also,
they didn't get in trouble with the law. They were clean.
Yeah.
No one got arrested. Not saying you want to get guys to get arrested, but I'm just saying you need some dogs.
Hey, that's how Trickett, Rick Trickett, Florida State coach, used to recruit the guys. Only would recruit guys with criminal records. He said, "I don't want them playing for me if they're not tough."
Was Bruce Pearl at Tennessee the same time as Lane Kiffin?
No, he was before.
Bruce was before or Lane was before?
Lane was before, I thought.
I thought Bruce was before.
Maybe you're
Lane.
right.
I think Bruce Pearl was ahead of Lane.
Could you imagine if both of those guys stay at the University of Tennessee, what those two programs look like?
Bruce Pearl got in trouble with the NCAA for recruiting, like a cookout. Okay,
feeding his players.
I mean, ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous stuff, and that's why he lost that job. I'm gonna say this: he's my favorite ever Tennessee head men's basketball coach. I love Bruce Pearl when he was at Tennessee. Nothing against Rick Barnes. My favorite. I didn't say he was the best. My favorite Tennessee basketball coach was Bruce Pearl.
Yeah,
I just liked him.
So Lane Kiffin, what
was that Tennessee 1 year?
Was it Tennessee in 2009?
Yeah,
and then Bruce Pearl was at Tennessee from 2005 to 2011.
Okay, so they did overlap. They overlapped 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine if they both
just stuck around, hung out? Tennessee basketball was on a phenomenal trajectory when he was there, when Bruce Pearl was there.
They were, man.
But, hey, real quick, we're going to take a break. Before we take that break, one more time, just to let you guys know, our friends at Cleveland Insurance giving away that $50 Buffalo Wild Wing gift card right here every single day this week on The Drive. We'll announce it at the end of each show. All you've got to do is text to enter, text your name, Cleveland Insurance, to the Volunteer Ridipest text line at 423-749-1013. That's 423-749-1013. Your name and Cleveland Insurance for your chance to win a Buffalo Wild Wing $50 gift card. With that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, little Braves baseball on tap, some more news from around the country as well.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Hardees is hiring. Join the Star Team. Flexible scheduling, daily pay, free meals, 20% family discount, plus paid vacation for part-time and full-time employees. Apply in-store or online at hardees.com today. Come to Don Ledford Chevrolet in Cleveland during September's Truck Month and receive up to 16% in savings on their most popular Chevrolet trucks and SUVs. Listen to these two great purchase deals. By stock number 260016. A 2026 Chevrolet Trailblazer 2RS SUV for just $29,115. This loaded black SUV has aluminum alloy wheels and all power accessories. Plus, with the RS badging, it looks awesome. For take-home stock number 250058. A 2025 Silverado 1500 LT 4x4 crew cab with the All-Star and Z71 packages. It has an MSRP of $63,720 for just $52,997. That's over $10,700 in savings or 16% off. Don Ledford has special finance and leasing options available with first payment not due until 2026. Don Ledford Chevrolet, 4595 North Lee Highway, Cleveland, or DonLedford.com for details and a trade assistance coupon. Don Ledford Chevrolet, where they say yes, Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Wholesale prices include qualifying rebates. Enter plus tax tag, title, and dealer fee of $649. Must take delivery by September 30th, 2025.
When you need a new roof, it's all about trust. Your home is too big an investment and you can't afford to make a mistake. Cleveland Plywood has the products and expertise you're looking for. Contractors have trusted them for over 50 years, and they carry only proven products from reputable suppliers like IKO. IKO Cambridge is one of the heaviest weight asphalt shingles you can buy, and their limited warranties are among the industry's best. Protect the investment you've made in your home. Go with the pros at Cleveland Plywood, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland. Call 472-3357. For the past quarter century, Mix 104.1 has been your home for UT Vols football. That's something to celebrate. Vol 25 is here. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 and USS are giving you a chance to win tickets to all of the Tennessee road games this season. Each Monday before a road game, you can register to win tickets to that Saturday's Vols game. Vol 25 is brought to you by USS. Visit USSTN.com/Chattanooga. For more information, check out our ESPN Cleveland 101.3 socials on Facebook and Instagram.
In the fight against Alzheimer's, now is the moment we've been waiting for. With new treatments emerging in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia, now is the time for hope. Now is the time for action. Held in over 600 communities nationwide, the Alzheimer's Association's Walk to End Alzheimer's is the world's largest fundraiser for care, support, and research to fight the disease. Join Mix 104.1 for the Walk to End Alzheimer's in Cleveland, Saturday, September 27th at Greenway Park. Our coverage is presented by Life Care Centers of America.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Hey, our friends over there at Duracell are now hiring mechanical skilled technicians, $22 to $27 an hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one: medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com.
Listen, Duracell should be running the country right now with all the people they've been hiring over there.
I'm not saying this because they're a sponsor of ours. I don't even consider buying another brand of battery. I only buy Duracell batteries because I just believe in that brand.
I like the fact that they invest so much in our community. I go out of my way. I do that. Jacob knows this about me. I do that a lot. If you're anchored here in Cleveland, like when it comes to candy, I'm buying some M&Ms, dude. Just because.
And that's probably why I'm the loyal. That's probably why I do that. But I don't even consider the other brand of batteries. I don't.
Yeah, that's why I eat so many Little Debbie's, if I'm just being honest. Yeah,
I don't call you Slim Money Mason for no reason.
No, but yeah, I'm with you. When I look at other batteries in a remote or something, I'm like, these aren't gonna last very long.
I feel the same way.
Genuinely, how I feel.
I feel the same way. So happy to have Duracell part of our team.
Just because we're talking about batteries right now in Duracell, can we talk about how fun Cam Scattaboo is to watch?
He runs hard, man.
He is a hard-nosed throwback of a
He
player.
reminds me of Mike Allstott. Remember, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
yes.
That guy ran hard. I like that.
Former Purdue Boilermaker.
That's right. And remember, y'all don't remember Larry Zonka, played with the Dolphins. Listen, I'll never forget. There was a play one time. This NFL films. I used to love watching NFL films. He got a personal foul while he was running the ball because the guy was going over towards the sideline, and Larry Zonka just uppercut him with his elbow, and the official threw a 15-yard unsportsmanlike or whatever the call was. I guess it was unnecessary roughness against him and the Dolphins. Awesome,
yeah,
man.
Cam Scatterby runs like that. He looks for contact and
runs angry.
And it's a throwback to a Jim Brown style of run where he wants to deliver the blow, just like you were talking about. He wants to make he wants to make the collision. But hey, one thing I do want to correct: it was Mickey Andrews at Florida State who would only recruit guys. Listen, this might be something that needs to come back into the fold. I don't know, but he would only recruit guys on his defense that had criminal records. He said, "I want the baddest dudes out there." Is that not wild? Like you talk about some of the wild things in sports and he would in interviews say that. It's so funny.
You guys have seen that 30 for 30, the U about the University of Miami,
and the U part 2. Both of them are phenomenal.
And there was a lot of truth in that on those Miami teams too. I mean,
Catholics versus convicts.
Those guys, and literally they all were great NFL players too. I mean, my gosh, Miami had the
Vinny Testaverde, man.
Well, he was colorblind, by the way. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's why he had issues with when the Buccaneers wore their cream circle colored jersey. Yeah. That's why he always wanted them to wear white.
That's wild.
He says because he couldn't differentiate the colors. I don't know if that's true. If he's just a lame excuse.
We were wondering.
Too many picks.
We were wondering if Jim was colorblind with this shirt that he's got on today.
I'm a lumberjack. Come on.
Mix morning, Steve called you out because you were dressed as a lumberjack.
I've got a plaid shirt on, ladies and gentlemen, okay?
It's not bad. We're just giving him a hard time.
I
give Jacob such a hard time that I had to share with Jim a little bit today.
Of course, Jacob wearing the silver and black today.
Yep. Got to rep the one team that loves to make me...
Speaking of a criminal element... the Oakland Raiders back in the day, man.
Hey,
they were on the edge.
No doubt.
I'll be honest, that was one reason. So for people that don't know why I'm a Raiders fan, I didn't like the NFL. I didn't really care watching it. I played fantasy, and me and two of my best friends from college, we all wanted to root for the same sports team, but we all had different teams that we liked. And so we didn't want to be bandwagon, and we went to a team that just had a rich history, and that would be fun to visit. And so we chose the Las Vegas Raiders and dove in, and now I have tons of Raiders gear, and I get to be disappointed every Sunday.
What I love about the Raiders, their uniforms never change. They look the same today as they did in 1972.
I love tradition like that.
I mean, they haven't changed a bit. I mean, the Steelers, they've changed the font of their jersey, their numbers. And even the Dallas Cowboys, the color of their pants looks more greenish than it does bluish silver. The Raiders look the same today, other than the modern helmets. They look the same.
That's why, as a Browns fan, I was kind of irritated when they changed the number font from the block number
to that little curve on the end.
And Florida and Georgia did that for a little. Florida has stuck with it. Georgia originally said, "Hey, our fans don't like this," and went back to the block number.
Numbers.
Yeah.
But there's something about trying to put little tweaks on tradition that just doesn't give it the same feel. We talk about it with the Braves, the piping around the sleeves, how they moved it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I hate it. I can't stand it. It took me a long time to get used to seeing a Nike check on the front of Major League Baseball uniforms.
Oh, yeah, the Nike swoosh.
Specifically, when I would look at a New York Yankee uniform and I would see something other than the NY or New York across the chest, I was like, that's not normal. Like, talk about an organization that's been cut and dry and clean with the way they've done things. So I'm a traditionalist when it comes to that. I love Alabama's uniforms. I love Penn State's uniforms.
Yeah, they don't change.
As a Notre Dame fan, we've tweaked ours a little bit. They've got the gold Indy on the sleeve now, which it's still the Indy, but it's gold now. I think that's a great tribute to the helmet. So I don't hate that as much.
You know what I think's cool about Notre Dame is when they go to a bowl game, they put the names on the back of their jerseys. But in the regular season, they don't. I think it's actually become a tradition. I remember when Notre Dame had their names on full time.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Lou Holtz took them off. But then they pretty much have been off ever since.
So Ara Parseghian had them on, and then I think
Dan Devine left them on, did he?
Did Dan Devine
he left them
leave them on? So it was probably
maybe
Holtz.
Jerry Faust took them off. I don't remember. Jerry Faust or
I think it was Holtz. I do think it was Holtz.
But took them off. But they do put them on for bowl games. Now that's become a tradition, if you want to say that. I just think I'd love tradition in college football and Major League Baseball. The NFL, I'm not as big a traditionalist as I am in college football and Major League Baseball, but I do love the Raiders because of that tradition. They just don't change anything. And you can look at a photo of a Raiders jersey or uniform. You're like, I don't know if that's from last year or 15 years ago. They look exactly the same.
Yeah. Speaking of tradition, breaking tradition here. Major League Baseball approving the robot umpires for 2026 as part of the challenge system. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So each team is going to get 2 challenges, and as long as you're winning them, and the good thing about these challenges, they're almost instantaneous. Only a catcher, pitcher, or batter can challenge, and I'm pretty sure most managers are going to say, tell the pitcher you're a little bit more emotional. Keep your mouth shut and let the catcher
do it.
Let the catcher. And they tap their helmet if they want to challenge it, and within 10 seconds they've got an answer.
And I trust a catcher more than a pitcher anyway because he's right there. He knows if he knows if it went across the plate. The only thing would be if it's a little low.
Pitchers are more emotional too.
Yeah. And the hitters usually they're pretty darn good about it too. So, and you get 2 like you said, and if you are correct, then you maintain it. And I think this is the case. If you go into extra innings, you get 1 added to you.
As a manager, do you tell your pitcher that they're not allowed to call the challenge?
I think that's the correct approach.
I think if you're a manager, I think you have to have trust that the catcher knows where that ball crossed the plate.
Same here. Yeah.
And I do think it's funny that they added the option for the pitcher because there's going to be a hot-headed one out there.
Well, I think
in the first inning.
If you have a guy like Chris Sale on the mound, I think if he is really feeling something, then there's probably going to be either a sign or between him and Drake Baldwin.
Well, they both might do it
where they look at each other and Sale might flip his glove like, "What do you think?" And then if they're on the same page, then Drake Baldwin's going to go ahead and do it. Hey, yeah. Chris thinks it was a strike. I think it was a strike.
Do you think that they'll be given orders by their managers? Hey, man, don't do this in the first inning.
Absolutely.
Wait till the 4th, 5th at earliest to challenge anything.
Absolutely,
yeah.
I do.
Like, I just imagine a guy like Trevor Bauer on the mound in the first inning.
Out of control.
And he throws like a slider, and he thinks it clipped the corner. And the moment he doesn't get it, he just starts tapping his head. And this is old school Trevor. I'm not talking about what he's evolved into now. I feel like he's matured a little bit. But like that guy, the same guy that threw a ball over the center field fence when he got pulled off the mound, that Trevor Bauer.
The only thing I could see that you could justify like a first or second inning thing, say it's bases loaded, 2 outs, full count, and the umpire rings you up, and you think that ball was outside. You tap your helmet. Hey, that was a ball. Well, you just scored a run, a bases loaded walk, something like that, something crazy early on. I could justify it then, but don't be wrong, man.
Yeah, another guy who on the mound I would trust on his own to make that decision, who's not going to have an opportunity to do this next season, is Clayton Kershaw. Calling it a career, had his last home start during the regular season. I believe it was last Friday. Pitched in his final regular season game at Dodger Stadium, and what an environment! After the game, he was out there with his kids, and they were digging up the rubber.
That's cool.
It was such a cool.
That's cool.
And I meant to talk about this earlier in the week, but so far this season, Clayton Kershaw looks like he could pitch 2 or 3 more years. He's 10-2 with a 3.55 ERA, but something about those Dodger pitchers, they know. Sandy Koufax, they know when to call it a career, and Clayton said it's time and is ready to be a dad, which I can definitely appreciate. And but definitely wanted to throw that out there just because it was such a cool scene. the standing ovation. His wife and kids were in the stands. His wife just tears rolling down her face, tears of joy, and I'm sure a little bit of the fact that we may not get to see this again. He's going to have an opportunity in the postseason.
When you think of Clayton Kershaw, fair or unfair, are you going to remember the success he had in the regular season, or the lack of success that he had in the postseason? Because it's out there, staring you in the face.
Well, he had a lot more success in the postseason than a whole lot of other pitchers.
Oh, I know, but
it doesn't bother me.
He doesn't look like Clayton Kershaw, the regular season Clayton Kershaw. I'm probably going to remember the Clayton Kershaw of the regular season because the regular season is so long and drawn out. But man, that postseason, the lack of success. It's there. It's there, man.
I'm just going to remember, like, he's a future Hall of Famer. So.
He's a first ballot,
yeah.
almost. I mean, he should be unanimous.
There have been a couple unanimous guys now, but it took them forever.
I think that's how
he's the best pitcher of this generation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to remember him. I know he had his struggles, but like, I mean, who? I mean, some people rise above to that, but who doesn't? I mean, you're literally
playing the best teams in the postseason.
Yeah, and there's a sense of urgency that also comes with that. Guys, they're stepping up to their best as well.
True.
I think I'll just remember how dominant he was.
Yeah. While we're talking Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees walked off the White Sox last night to secure a postseason spot, and also the Seattle Mariners clinched a playoff spot last night. So the playoffs are starting to take shape. Still some teams kind of fighting for their life within their division. We're talking about the Tigers and the Guardians. Such an interesting race, which right now Cleveland, the team formerly known as the Indians, they're in the driver's seat to win that division because the Tigers decided they were going to get swept by the Braves.
Well, they've been swept by a lot of teams here recently.
I believe it's 8 in a row that they've lost.
It's unreal how they have choked away that Central. They literally had that thing sewn up. I mean, you just probably just assume, well, the Tigers have got Central. I wonder if Cleveland can make a run for the wild card. Well, not only have they made that, they've really have overtaken Detroit because they own the tiebreaker right now.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable what they've done. But now, I mean, Aaron Judge, by the way, is going to lead the American League guys in batting average. Aaron Judge is going to win the batting crown in the American League. I never would have thought that a big power hitter like that.
Yeah, because he's been a boom or strikeout guy.
Yeah, but boy, he's what 330 something like that this year.
There's only 7 players in Major League Baseball right now hitting over 300.
Unbelievable. The National League's going to have the lowest batting average winner since 1968 or something like that.
Is it embarrassing or is it a tip to the cap that pitchers are becoming more dominant?
I think that's it.
I think it's a little bit of both. Pitchers are becoming more dominant, but the approach at the plate, certain guys have certain roles now, and they're saying, listen, we don't want you. You're a power hitter. We want you swinging for the fence.
We don't care if you strike out.
And back in the day, like I listened to Will Clark talk about this, like you would have got your butt put on the bench.
And you were embarrassed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, your teammates would have gave you a hard time over it, and you would have been penalized in kangaroo court for striking out over 100 or over 200 times some of these players. It is absolutely crazy.
Do you think Major League Baseball swings the other direction when they roll out the same balls that they did in the Field of Dreams game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if it seems like whenever it gets too far one-sided, something massively switches.
Rob Manfred has a problem of putting his fingerprints on the game of baseball, so I don't put anything past that joker.
But I'll tell you that baseball has nothing to do when you swing and don't even make contact.
Right.
And I saw a thing about how many swing and misses there have been this year. That number is up significantly from just 10 years ago. The actual swing and miss ratio is highest it's ever been. The pitchers, they just got such good stuff.
Well, I mean, you think about it too. Like, we're living in an era where there's lots of guys that are touching 100,
and the hitters are swinging from their heels too.
Yeah. And if you're talking about a 6'7" guy throwing 100 miles an hour, by the time that ball leaves his hand, we're
it's 50 feet away.
Your reaction time is shrunk.
Yeah.
So I think you really could see Rob Manfred kind of rolling out those balls just because people want to see runs. Let's be honest.
There's no doubt.
That is the one thing that, like, people who don't watch baseball, like, I can't go and watch a 9-inning game to watch a 1-0 ball game. Like, they want to see the ball leave the park. So it'll be interesting to see if they take the data from this year and then all of a sudden those balls start flying a little bit further.
Listen, I enjoy a nice pitching duel, but I'd rather see a 7-5 game. I just would.
I think for the most part, I agree with that. Listen, I'm one of those sickos. We're getting into SEC play, conference play in college football. It's that time of the year. I'm one of those baseball sickos that's still locked in. Shout out to the rest of you that are the same way. Love baseball. And so this time of year, if you're still locked in, you're still keeping up like we do, you're one of those sickos. That's a special fraternity right there.
It is.
But with that, before we go to break, the Atlanta Braves yesterday beat the Nationals 3-2 in Game 2 of the series. That clinched the series win for the Bravos and extended their win streak to 10 games last night.
Unreal.
Very impressive. Wrong time to do it. Should have done that instead of starting 0-7. Hurston Waldrop, his last start last night, he got the win. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. And Michael Harris, who's been hot as can be in the second half, went 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, and both of those were solo shots. And then the Braves played again today at 12:15 was the first pitch. Failed to get the sweep, broke that 10-game winning streak there against the Nationals, and ended up falling. The final score of that game was 4-3 in the final game of the series. And Bryce Elder looked really good, though, which was his last start of the season. He went 7 innings and only allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Marcelo Ozuna hit home run number 21, and Drake Baldwin continues to make his case for Rookie of the Year, hit his 19th home run of the season, and Eli White had a pitch hit home run in the 9th inning to put the Braves within 1 run to yet again lose another 1-run game.
Okay, question for both y'all. Ozuna, is he back next year?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay, what about Snicker?
Yes.
He is back next year.
I think so.
That's why when we were talking pre-show that we're covering the Braves' last home season game, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that's probably a good idea, because Brian Snicker doesn't seem like the person to me that wants a parade. He doesn't seem like the person to me that wants a farewell tour.
I agree with that.
He wants to say it, be done, and then go be a part of the Braves organization from a different role as a alumni, whatever that may look like. I think Sunday you could see the media team rolling out and saying, "Hey."
I think that's it also.
And so, AA came out and said that as well. He's like,
It's up to him.
We're going to let him do this on his own time. And so I
think he's back. I personally
I don't know that it also makes me wonder, did we just go on this 9-game winning streak because he's let his team know that he's done, and they're trying like you play a little bit harder.
They are playing some inspired baseball.
If they could have done this 10-game winning streak like right after the All-Star break, how different would the second half of the season have been?
Yeah, and so it makes me wonder, are they playing with a little extra motivation because they know something we don't, kind of deal. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it would be really hard to walk away when
like this.
You've been so dominant, but every coach that can ever tell you better walk away before it's too late.
Yep.
You don't want to be remembered like that.
Yeah, with that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, going to talk a little more college football because we could do that all day right here on The Drive. Yep. We'll be right back.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Now at Hardees, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Mix and match your favorite flavors like buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, and spicy. Endless combinations start with 2 warm tortillas, each filled with 100% white meat, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, hand-breaded chicken tenders. Any 2 wraps, now just $5. Hardees, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant for details.
When competition is fierce, sports injuries happen, and Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Saturday sports clinics are available at our Chattanooga and Cleveland offices from August 23rd through November 8th for the treatment of non-emergency orthopedic injuries like sprains, strains, and fractures. Doors open at 9 a.m., no appointment needed to be seen by our highly trained physicians and clinical staff. Saturday sports clinic dates are subject to change. Check sportmed.com for the latest information. That's sportmed.com.
ESPN Cleveland 1013 is powered by Duracell.
This is Alfonso Revizo, General Manager over at Crown in Cleveland, your local Jeep and Ram dealership.
Need a new shop, garage, or other unique space? Explore post-frame building kits from Best Buy Metals. Best Buy Metals kits utilize steel trusses for the ultimate in strength and durability. When you need it to last, call Best Buy Metals. Stop by or visit bestbuymetalroof.com for your custom structure.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
You work hard, you take care of your family, you handle business, but when's the last time you took care of yourself? At Magnolia Dental Center of Cleveland, we get it. You don't need pampering. You need honest, high-quality dental care that fits your life. No lectures, no pressure. Just a team that respects your time and gets the job done right. So don't wait until it hurts. Call Magnolia Dental Center today. Take care of your smile like you take care of everything else. Call 423-476-3307 or visit magnoliadentalcenterofcleveland.com to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Over 100 years, Mayfield Dairy has been delivering farm fresh dairy beloved by Southern families. Learn more about Mayfield today at mayfielddairy.com. Once again, proud supporters of the Atlanta Braves right here on The Drive. And, of course, Braves played earlier today, lost that game to still win the series, but it broke that 10-game win streak, and they are off tomorrow. So no Braves game tomorrow. They've got their final series of the year starts Friday down there at Truist Park against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So our Braves coverage is going to be coming to an end here pretty soon. But, hey, real quick, I do want to dive back into some college football conversation because, as I said before break, we could probably do a whole nother hour with some of the stuff that's going on right now. And, unfortunately, we only have 11 minutes left. Really less than that because you guys know what comes on after our show today, Finish Line Radio.
That's right. That's right.
But so I want to go back to the Mike Gundy firing at Oklahoma State, and that happened a couple days ago. But it came out today on 3, reported. It was Brent McMurphy that reported it. Said that Kel Gundy, brother of Mike Gundy, was quoted saying, "Hell yeah, he's going to coach again." When asked if his brother Mike Gundy was going to coach again, and he said, "And I'm going with him."
Yeah, nothing. Look, blood that's his brother, so he supports his brother regardless. Cale, by the way, in case you didn't know, was a quarterback at Oklahoma, and of course Mike was at Oklahoma State.
Boomer,
but still, it's that family tie, man. It's strong. And that's not surprising to see that. Now, I don't know what kind of a coach that Cale Gundy is. We all know Mike Gundy is a heck of a coach. Hadn't shown the last couple of years, but, I mean, you can't dismiss the first 19 years at Oklahoma State. He did things there that had never, ever been done before. So I still believe the guy can coach.
Yeah, I think he's probably feeling the same way that his brother's feeling it. I get why you have to do it. You should have done it last year.
Yeah.
You should have done it last year. You should have
Poor timing.
allow him to finish this thing out. But I brought something up to Jim before we went on air too. Do you think these in-season firings happen because that portal window opens up and there's nowhere to go?
Probably has a lot to do with it,
Yeah,
honestly.
maybe.
And one thing that you can do, and we've seen this, universities that have those firings are able to go out at the end of the year and immediately lock down their next coach. And you see some coaches that it happened with Marcus Freeman. He was already on staff, but they knew what they were doing at Notre Dame whenever Brian Kelly had left. And
his first game was a bowl game, was it not?
yes, it was. So they were able to immediately that was him being on staff kind of negated that, but it happened with Brian Kelly is what I'm remembering. He was able to go ahead and stand on the sideline and be around for the bowl game while the interim coach was still coaching the team after Charlie Weiss's departure. That's what I was thinking of.
That's right, yeah.
And so sometimes there's a reason to go ahead and fire in season. I think the portal is a great point, Jacob, because
but the portal don't open up until January 2nd. Though.
Right, but you get a 30-day window if your coach is fired.
yeah.
That's right.
And so like you think about it, like when Nick Saban left, that had a big effect because then, Jim Harbaugh left as well. All these teams were basically able to just be poached for 30 straight days.
That's right. I forgot about that.
During the offseason. And so, like, you still have to be able to get into school and all that. I get that. But to me, if you open it up now, there's really nowhere for them to go. Then they have to wait for the winter portal like everybody else does.
Yeah. So where's a realistic place that you guys think that Mike Gundy could land?
Well, I mean, if you, there's some jobs open, like a Virginia Tech job, a Stanford job. There's places there, UCLA. Like you're looking for somebody to kind of come in and turn your program around. It could happen. I think we're not done with the firing cycle. And I
think it's just getting started.
Yeah, I bring this up because Urban Meyer sounded off about Florida, and he said, I think that it'll save Billy Napier's job. I don't see them making the change right now with $21 million. Where are you getting that money from? Because the money's already distributed. The money's already accounted for. But then Billy Napier goes and says, hold my beer. I'm still calling plays. Like, it's almost like he wants to be fired to get that $21 million and just move on. Like, he was on the right path.
He seems very stubborn in this situation. There's no doubt about it.
In the whole calling plays. So like a Mike Gundy at Florida, like is that a real thing? I think Florida more so tries to go out and poach. Like we were texting about this earlier.
Jim had a great take during the break. Jim, go ahead and put that out there.
Well, I think what Florida's going to do, I think they're going to go to a very successful coach right now at the college level, and they're just going to say, you come to Gainesville, we'll double your salary or close to it, and see if they go. See if they take that carrot. I wouldn't be surprised if they dabbled something like it in front of Josh Heupel. Come on, Josh. Come on down to Gainesville. We'll double your salary to come down here. And obviously, either way, Josh Heupel will benefit because either Tennessee will match it or he'll leave.
Well, I want to throw another name out there.
I'm just saying guys like that. They're successful.
Another name I want to throw out there is a Wisconsin head coach, Luke Fickell.
Oh, he all but fired.
And there was so much hype after he left Cincinnati going into that job. They said, hey, this is the guy that's going to turn it around at Wisconsin, and they've gotten worse.
Yep.
But he's a proven coach. He was winning at Cincinnati. So is he a guy?
Cincinnati at the American and at the American Athletic Conference, not at the Big 12 conference.
Well, and that's true, but I know Jacob remembers this. Cincinnati was a legitimate player a couple of years ago when Fickell was there. I believe he played Georgia in a bowl game, right?
They led that bowl game all the way to the end.
Yeah, we kicked field goal to win it.
Yeah, so this is a guy that's proven. Does he pull a Rich Rodriguez and either go back to a Cincinnati, or does he land at a place like Arizona to kind of reestablish himself, or does Florida say, hey, we've got faith in this guy. We think he can win?
Of course, you know what Ohio State fans are saying. They're saying, oh, yeah, we're going to get him. He'll come back to Ohio State, be our defensive coordinator. I'm like, what about Matt Patricia? But they all think, Ohio State fans all believe that Matt Patricia will be in the NFL again.
Yeah. Do you think Kenny Dillingham gets a call from
Arizona State?
Yeah. Do you think
maybe?
I think Signetti.
Oh, of course, Signetti. I think who wouldn't want to hire that guy?
Yeah, is going to get some calls.
What about Clark Landy?
He's home.
He's
I
home.
know.
He's home. And he's getting paid. He's getting paid at Vanderbilt.
But what if someone says, "We'll double your pay"? Is your
again,
alma mater that strong?
Yeah,
I think so.
He loves Vanderbilt. He does. That's his dream job. He said it many times.
Everybody that keeps on trying to get Kirby Smart to move on from Georgia and go to the Falcons.
But he's one of the highest paid coaches in college football.
Right.
Well, hey guys, we're pressed up against the break here. Go ahead, get that in real quick.
It's something different when you love your school. Same with Keys. I think Keys is at Georgia Tech to stay. I do.
Yep.
All right, guys, it's time for our Cleveland Insurance Buffalo Wild Wings gift card giveaway. Jim, do you have our winner?
I do, and his name, so all you ladies, you can just turn the radio off now. His name, Craig Phillips. And I don't know if
Not to be confused with Greg, right?
Craig, Craig. I don't know if this is the same guy that was an umpire, but, I mean, that's a pretty common name.
Well,
so
congratulations.
Congratulations to Craig Phillips, man.
Yeah, Craig Phillips getting our Cleveland Insurance Buffalo Wild Wings gift card on today's show. Listen, you can get a lot of wings for $50. That's all I'm saying. Look out, Jacob's going to be looking over your shoulder at those wings.
Hey, there's like a special night at Buffalo Wild Wings too, where they're like the boneless wings are insanely cheap. I can't remember.
I'm not a boneless guy.
I think it's Wednesday night.
Not a boneless guy.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not
I like
either.
the bone in.
But could you imagine like how many wings you could get on like I think it's either it may be a Thursday night.
Real quick. Do you like the leg or you like the flats?
Flats.
All flats.
Same here.
More meat, tender.
Is it easier to eat?
We're promoting wings on this show today. That's what I'm pushing for dinner tonight. Hey, great show. Not enough time in this hour, but always fun talking ball with you guys, and we appreciate everybody. Download that ESPN Cleveland 101.3 app. You can catch us anywhere when you do that. For Jim, Jacob, I'm Andy. Have a great day, everybody.